I'm really keen to kind of start the show properly, but people are phoning in, so let me just quickly do this, and then we'll play a record, and then we'll do the show. Yeah, line one, what do you want? We haven't started the show properly yet.
Good evening, Iain.
Yes, good evening. We haven't started.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But why have the BBC put you up against your own show?
It's a crazy world where dreams can come true. I've always dreamt of being on BBC Two in a hit sitcom whilst presenting a radio show in front of an ever-growing audience, and it's come true!
But it's not good enough. I can't do two things at once.
That leaves us all in a bit of a quandary, doesn't it?
Iain Lee's 2-hour-long late-night radio show starting at 11.
What do you think about stem cell research? But seriously, what do you think about stem cell research? What do you think about stem cell research? I'm 45.
Other people wanna try you, girl.
Right, so it's not... am I making noise? I'm very quiet in my ears, Eloise. I'm doing my knob and everything, and it's still... Does it sound normal? Does it sound normal to you?
In there it does. Shall I go and hear it outside?
Go and listen outside in the hallway. Let's see how we sound. I'll be talking like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm very quiet. I'm sure I'm very quiet. There's something not quite right there. Definitely not quite right. Eloise? Eloise? Eloise?
Sounds fine.
It sounds very quiet. It's not coming up very high on the meter. It's not going... Look.
Just change you up then.
That's how high it's going.
I'll twist that one.
There we go.
Yep.
4. 4. 4. What a rubbish... I hope Todd's not listening to this in the car. Imagine Todd Rundgren, who's coming in soon, in his luxury limousine, being whisked from some exotic nightclub to come and do this interview. And he's listening to the radio going... Do you know what? I think I'm going to go back to the club and hang out with some dancing ladies, because this sounds utter pony. So get this. I'm on the radio tonight, I'm on BBC Two tonight, I'm on BBC Three at the same time, on The Real Hustle.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Time traveller.
So you're really loud now.
Oh.
In The Real Hustle, I'm breaking into a lady's house. It's the most upsetting thing I've ever done. I would thoroughly recommend that nobody breaks into ladies' houses and steals all of their... It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I've got bad hair as well, big hair. Kind of like my big hair days.
When did you have big hair?
About 3 weeks ago.
I don't remember.
So Todd Rundgren is coming into the studio, which we are all very excited about. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. Little bit nervous. You've not seen me like this before, have you? I'm a little bit...
You are very nervous.
I've got
More
an
nervous
in.
than I've ever seen you.
I've got an in, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good fun. But I'm a little bit nervous. I'm rearranging things on my desk. So, what have we got tonight? Not a lot, really. We've got Todd will come in, and that'll be absolutely delightful.
Got the final Fonz off.
It's the final of the Fonz off. Yes, well remembered. I'd forgotten all about that. Let me just write that down on the list of things to do. Final Fonz off. Okay, that's groovy. We may talk about you having bugs crawling all over you in the night.
Yeah.
That's something to get you excited, ladies and gentlemen. And we want people to write a biography. Bio.
I think it's both, isn't it?
It's all of them.
Yeah.
For me, for the show, and email them in, ian.lee@absoluteradio.co.uk. If you were listening to last night, you know that was on my list of things to do today.
But you shirked it.
Didn't do it. And I've sat there looking at it going, I could do that. Or I could get one of the listeners to the show to do it. So that's what we're doing. Send in a biog of me, and the best one will go on the Absolute Radio website.
Do they have to be truthful?
No. It can be any old tosh.
Okay.
Any old tosh you want to make. Don't be rude, though. Do you know what I mean? Don't be rude. Let's go to line 1. 1, you're on the wireless.
Good evening. This is the Patient Saint of New Wave and Alternative 80s. Ballet for a rainy day. Silent film of melting miracle play, dancing up there through my window to a backdrop of a slow descending grey.
Thank you. What a bunch of fruitcakes we have listening to this show. Speaking of fruitcakes, it's Rob in the Ponders End. Good evening, Rob.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Hello, Rob. We thought you were dead or banged up.
No, God, I don't commit crime anymore. I'm an ex-con.
Ex-con, okay.
Ex-con.
Ex-con, yes.
Yeah. So, I really did learn to levitate, mate.
Okay,
In prison.
We don't need to revisit old ground. I think that we should go onwards and upwards.
Well, I think that it should be reiterated.
Reiterated?
Yeah.
I should be reiterated.
No, I think it should be reiterated.
Okay, well, you've reiterated that. Let's move on.
Okay, I love you. I think you're great, mate. You know, you're a genius, Elsa.
Oh dear. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Rob, what have you been smoking tonight?
Some killer weed.
Some killer weed. I thought it would be. Thank you very much for that, Rob. There we go. It's an insight into the mind of... Another thing I want to talk about tonight is I have been... no. Is this person who I'm going to talk about going to be listening to the show? Probably not, but I still have to tread carefully. So, I'm going to say that someone has given someone who comes to my house regularly has given my wife and I a thing. I've got to be really vague because this person might be listening.
Okay. Are we still going to understand it?
Well, I'll tell the story vaguely and you tell me if you understand it, if I need to reiterate.
Okay.
So someone who comes to my house regularly has given my wife and I something that we don't like. And my wife is like, well, just chuck it. And I'm like, but this person, let's say he's called Steve. It's a woman. But Steve comes to the house once a week. Right?
Okay.
And so I've said, oh, no, we can't throw it away. We have to have it out so that every time Steve comes...
You can put it back out again.
Put it back out. So, let's say he comes on a Tuesday. Doesn't. Comes on a Friday.
Stop making it unvague.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm making
Because we
it
don't know that
No.
it's not a Tuesday.
We don't. So, every Tuesday when he comes... on a Friday... I get this thing out. It's like an ornament.
Right.
It is an ornament. I've just said that now.
Can't you just say it got smashed?
No, because it's plastic.
Oh.
I get it out and put it somewhere prominent in the living room. And then Steve finishes and then goes...
Finishes.
Cleaning.
Oh.
And so when he goes, I then take it and put it back in a cupboard.
Oh, no.
And I'm locked into that now forever.
And because they're Steve... what does he do when he's round? Watch? Play a game?
He,
Plays a game.
plays video games, yeah.
Every week on a Tuesday,
Yeah. Oh, don't you do it.
he...
Don't, say she.
I'm not going to.
Good.
Yeah, you have to keep it.
So I've got to keep it. And my wife's going, just chuck it, don't matter. Sorry. But the thing is, I keep it, I take it out and I put the thing and I put it there, and then when he goes, I put it back in the cupboard. So the question that's building towards is: have you, dear listener, got something in your house that you don't want, but for whatever reason you can't get rid of it, and you kind of have to keep it on display? If anyone has got something that they specifically get out once a week or whenever, like, their mother-in-law comes over or something like that, I'd love to hear that. 0330 123 1215. But if there is just something in your house that for some reason you cannot get rid of, you have to keep, I want to know. 0330 123 1215. I'm sure most normal people don't worry about that kind of stuff, but because I'm a little bit socially awkward.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm just seeing you robbing a house right now.
Are you watching me robbing the house?
Yeah.
It's not pleasant, is it?
And wait, it hasn't started yet.
Oh, well then, so you not just seeing me do it then?
Yeah, you put you're in the van.
Okay, this is on BBC Three. We haven't got BBC Three, have we?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have we got BBC Three? Maybe we've got it right here. Hang on a minute.
Yeah. Rod,
is he talking to himself? Yep. Oh, we can't watch the telly because if Todd Rundgren comes in. Oh, hang on.
No.
Do you want to listen to the TV then?
Yeah, go on. Put the TV on. Put the TV on. Let's hear it.
He's going to improvise.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, if you shut up, I can. Yes.
Into the house.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you talking. Oh, look, Todd Rundgren's turned up, and what we've got you on the blooming phone, Vinny, playing the telly down the thing. This is going to look most unprofessional. He's not going to want to come and do the interview now. Vinny, I'm going to boot you off. He's gone. Oh, Todd, listen, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Ian. How are you doing?
Hi, Ian. How are you doing?
You're joining us in the most unprofessional start of the radio show we've ever done. Hello, how's it going? I'm Ian. Nice to meet you.
And I hear that's going some distance.
Oh, man alive. It's one of... Vinny, have you gone?
No.
Go away, I've got my guest has turned up.
All right, then.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry, it's the most unprofessional start to a show. We've got some guys phoning me up, playing some TV down the phone, and... Hey, listen, let me play a record.
Sure.
So you can settle in, we'll get nice and comfortable, and then we'll kick on with this nonsense. Here's MGMT.
We have a drink left.
We'll sort anything out you want. We've got bags of cash here.
Iain Lee. It's about love and life. And live radio wrestling matches. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Okay, very, very excited because Todd Rundgren is in the studio. Good evening, Todd.
Good evening.
There we go, Perky. I've already embarrassed myself because I'm a huge XTC fan, and I've mentioned that we were going to play Love on a Farm Boy's Wages from Skylarking. And, of course, it's not from Skylarking.
Nope.
The album you produced. And then I went, all cocky, are you sure it's not? What an idiot. As soon as I said that, I thought, oh, jeez, that's how
However,
you make yourself...
Earn Enough for Us, which is kind of the same song.
It is kind of the same song. Do you mind talking about Skylarking? Because
I don't mind at all.
I've heard the XTC side, and then... It wasn't, from what I've heard from Andy, it wasn't all Smiles and Roses producing that album. He found it quite uncomfortable.
It never would have been.
No.
None of their productions from that era were Smiles and Roses.
Yeah.
They were notorious for driving their producers out of the studio.
Really, is that?
Either from, like, taking forever to make the record and the producer has to go make a living somewhere else.
Yeah, to do something,
you know, or just, left in frustration.
Yeah.
I actually, after the album, I got a note of condolence from Gus Dudgeon. So,
So what was it? They were dragging their heels?
No, it's not that. It's, they're, very perfectly sensible in a sense, explanation for their modus operandi. Andy got this, terrible stage fright, anxiety. So they stopped performing live. So the band's entire musical life is in the studio.
Yeah.
So once they get in the studio, they're in no hurry to get out because as soon as they get out, the music's over.
Yeah.
So the records were just taking forever to make. They were taking like a year to make. Is one reason why Virgin called me in to do the project, because I was notorious for keeping things moving along, and that was the source of friction.
You said
keeping
things moving along. Were you an angry young man?
Oh, there was a time when I was angry, but not during the course of making this particular record.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't have finished it if I had been. But
what stopped you being angry? Did you just kind of grow up?
Oh, you mean in life
yeah.
life in general? Mescaline.
Hey, it works. It works, dude. That's if that's what it takes.
For some people, it does. Yeah,
I had to stop doing that stuff to stop being angry. I had to go the other way. So now I've got your list of stuff you produced. I didn't know you produced Bat Out of Hell.
Yes, I did.
Which is one of the all-time greatest rock albums.
I more than produced it. I birthed it.
Really?
Yes, I gestated and birthed it myself.
Was it that a painful process?
It wasn't that making the record was painful. It was getting someone to release the record was painful.
Really?
Well, by the time I saw Meatloaf for the first time, which was in a rehearsal studio.
Yeah.
And it was just Meatloaf and Steinman.
Yeah.
And the original girl singer was Ellen Foley, and they had another background singer. His name is Rory Dodd. And there was just the four of them, and they essentially played for me the entire Bat Out of Hell record, just on piano, vocals, and Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And the same act that you're so familiar with when you've seen Meatloaf live, with the kerchief and the sweating and running all around and stuff. They did the whole thing. They did the whole Paradise by the Dashboard Light, humping his hip and all that other stuff. It was all exactly as it eventually evolved into, but they did it just completely stripped down, and they had done it for every producer in the business.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to hear of it because all the songs were so long, and they thought that nobody's going to go for this fat guy,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a strange look. It's an odd look for a rock star, you know, a big guy with the long hair and...
Certainly. Well, a lot of people do not remember that they have seen Meatloaf even before they've ever heard of Meatloaf. He was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Of course he was, yeah.
He was also in the Rocky Horror Show on Broadway, which is where I first saw him.
Yeah.
And so I agreed to do the record because I thought this reminds me of Bruce Springsteen, these big overblown, you know, rock epics, and somebody has to take the piss out of Bruce Springsteen sometime.
Oh, please, dear God, yes.
And so I thought
isn't he up his own backside? He's too
this record is going to be a total spoof on Bruce Springsteen. And so we're ready to record the record. We're all rehearsed. We got the band, which actually includes like 2 or 3 guys from the E Street Band.
Wow, okay.
Are on the record. And we're all rehearsed and ready to go in the studio, and Meatloaf decides that the label that he was on, he says, I want to get off my label. They don't understand me.
Yeah.
This is like the day before we're going in the studio to start the record.
The 70s are mental, aren't they?
And so
I love it.
And so he calls his label, some subsidiary of RCA or something, ironically called Utopia Records, and they say, please get off the label. So... And so there we're stuck with the entire band, all rehearsed, ready to go into the studio. Yeah. Now, fortunately, I'm like the house producer for Bearsville Records, and so I go to the managing director and Albert, who's the owner of the label. I said, well, if you guys underwrite the cost of making this record, you get right of first refusal.
Yeah.
So we did the record, and it took a little while, but not terrifically long. We were well rehearsed, good band. Longest part was getting Meatloaf to sing in tune. And we finished the record and mixed it. Oh, this is a secret?
Here we go.
There's some kind of secret here?
Meatloaf can't sing. He's on a TV show now judging pop stars becoming opera stars.
You notice that he's not one of the opera stars. You know.
Todd Rundgren's super big.
Come on, Meat. Come on, Meat. Meat and I like this. We're like this. That's me on top, all right? But they say, okay, you know, we'll charge it to you, and until the record gets placed, and we got the right of first refusal. Finish the record, let them hear it. They said, no, we don't want this.
No, really.
And then it took like another 3-4 months for them to find anyone to release the record.
Yeah.
And it was a little obscure label called Cleveland International, subsidiary of Epic Records, and one guy named Steve Popovich. And the only other artist he had on his label was Ian Hunter.
Yeah.
And he just, for some reason, he fell in love with the record and saw the potential in it, and he just wouldn't give up on it. So he released the first single and nothing happened. He released another single and nothing happened. And by the time they got to the third single, Meatloaf had been touring enough. And he also got a video on MTV. And so it suddenly started this slow burn that suddenly caught into a flame by the third single, and then they went back and released the ones they had released already.
See, that's great. You couldn't do that now. If the first single stiffs, then
no, they just
You're
forget
out
about it. Unless you got the president of the label, you know, just totally committed to you, and that's an anecdote that I always tell to people. You know, there are lots of great records that never get heard, and it's usually the fecklessness of the label is why you haven't heard them. Not because they're not good records, or not because they couldn't even become hits.
What year did Bat Out of Hell come out? When was that?
77, I think.
See, I was like 5 then, 4 or 5. And I remember when I was...
And it's been on the charts since then.
It's sold like 1 billion copies.
43. Stupid.
How many? 42? 43. Jeez. Sorry, 43 million. And I remember in the 80s, kind of...
Third biggest selling album of all time.
Was the Rumours... Is Rumours up there?
No, it's up there, but it's not... Didn't sell more than Meatloaf. It was Thriller.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
dear.
it's third after Dark Side of the Moon.
Because everyone always thinks that Sgt. Pepper, one of the worst Beatles albums.
The funny thing is that the Beatles didn't always go gold with their LPs.
Really?
The market was so much smaller then that they didn't automatically go gold. All of them are gold now.
Yeah.
But in their particular time frame, no, a lot of them did not go gold.
What's your favourite
platinum.
Beatles album?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, Oh,
I'm
excited
thinking
to
it's
see-
the first Beatles album. Meet the Beatles. It's
Really?
probably it.
Really?
Well, it's the first revelation of that. you know?
I suppose. I kind of like all this sort of psychedelic. Rubber Soul Revolver. For
I
me,
liked them
though.
all. I liked them all after. I think Revolver was probably my next favorite. My next favorite would be Revolver, then probably Abbey Road or something like that.
Yeah, mine are Revolver and Abbey Road, I think, are kind of the masterpieces. It's only now that I'm starting to get into the early kind of rock and roll.
Well, the thing is, you
sounds.
have to put yourself in the milieu, particularly like in the United States. We didn't have that kind of self-contained quartet thing.
Yeah.
The United States music market was still find some pretty guy.
Yeah.
With an Elvis pompadour or something like that. Doesn't matter if he can sing or not. Just find a song that suits
nice
his
Frankie
voice.
Avalon kind of
Frankie
dude.
Avalon, Fabian, all these people, all these pretty boys, and big orchestrations, anonymous musicians, and things like that. And then suddenly, this self-contained. They write all their own stuff. They play all their own instruments. They sing all the parts themselves. It's them, and that was a revelation for us.
And personality
then suddenly,
as well.
there's like 4-piece bands all over the place, like exploding.
Yeah.
And so that first record just, from an American standpoint was a revelation because after the Beatles, there were all of these English quartets, the Searchers, and various, and the Dave Clark Five.
The Hollies, all of that stuff.
Yeah, all of that stuff kind of like all poured into the American market after that. And
Did the early Beach Boys not grab you then? Because they was...
Oh, no, I was a Beach Boys fan.
Yeah. I know you did a version
Not
of
the
Good
real
Vibrations.
early Beach Boys. I was not into that surf stuff. But
Yeah.
when they got into like Caroline No and Help Me Rhonda and just some of they got a little bit more sophisticated as they went along. And just about the time right before Good Vibrations was when they were starting to really get into a very mature songwriting thing. It wasn't always about cars and
Hot
surfer
rods.
girls and stuff like that.
Have you worked with Brian Wilson at all? 'Cause I know you've worked with Ringo, and you worked with George, didn't you? The Badfinger.
No, I took over production of Badfinger Straight Up from George.
Okay.
He got swamped with the Bangladesh concert.
Okay, it was
thing.
around then, was it? Jeez.
Yeah, and they had actually worked on that album.
Yeah.
Now shifting gears to Badfinger, they had been working on that album for a year.
Yeah.
And they'd recorded a whole album with Jeff Emmerich, who was the Beatles engineer. And that apparently was not what they were looking for. And then George started working on them, but he didn't even get... He got maybe 4 songs, 4 or 6 songs. And then he got too busy to do that, and then they called me up because I had a reputation for making things work. And then I came over, and 10 days later we had the album done. So,
do you mind... Sorry, you've come in and we're just kind of chatting. Like, do you mind talking about this old stuff? Because I know that some rock stars are kind of... Yeah, that was like 35, 40 years ago. Can we talk about... we will talk about the concert. Don't worry, we'll play a track from the album. But do you mind talking about your history at all?
well, I have 2 histories.
Right.
I have the history of my own music, and then I have the history of the productions that I've been involved in. And the history of my own music, I don't mind talking about because most people have no clue about it at all. And I don't mind talking about the productions because there's a lot of, kind of anecdotal, interesting stuff to talk about.
Okay, listen, I need to play a record. Let's play a Meatloaf song, and then when we come back, we'll talk about the album and the concert and everything that's going on there.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Oh, and mustard.
Fantastic. Well, it is one of the best albums of all time. And I spent a lot of the 80s laughing at that album, sneering at it. Seriously, I'm being honest, in a kind of snobby...
And in a way, you're supposed to.
Well, yeah, because it's so pompous and so over the top.
It's over the top. That's, if you ever met Jim Steinman, he knows exactly how far he's pushing it. He's got a real kind of perverse sense of humor, and a lot of the record and his writing is a product of that.
I got that album about 15 years ago for like £2 in a market. Oh, we'll get it. There's a couple of good songs on there, and then I just sat there listening to it and just played it like 3 times in a row because it is wonderful, wonderful. Now listen, let's do the business side of things, shall we? This is what you're here for.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, I don't know. You're the British premiere of A Wizard, A True Star, which is your album from with 73, I think we just established. You're playing the whole thing in its entirety.
We are, which sounds simple enough, but...
I heard it the other day for the first time. That ain't simple, man.
No, it's not
that ain't simple.
It sounds simple enough, but It's never been done before, even though we've done parts of it throughout the years.
Have you not done it in the States?
We've done it already.
Okay, yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, the germ of this whole idea started here in England with our British promoter who was promoting the show tomorrow night, and
Saturday.
On Saturday.
Saturday
Excuse me. Saturday.
You only just got in the country. That's
fine. It's not past midnight yet.
No.
And he had taken note of the fact that some younger bands like Hot Chip and Daft Punk had cited that record as having some influence. Indeed, it was sampled onto somebody's record. So he thought it'd be a great way to introduce me to a younger audience by essentially making an event around this record. And at the time, I had no concrete approach for it. I didn't know what I was going to do. If I was to do it, I thought, hire circus performers, and we'll and acrobats, and we'll have guest spots of different people doing different songs. But my American fan base heard about the plans, and they said, we don't want to have to go all the way to England to hear this, so we're going to promote some shows here. So a couple of my fans actually, who had never promoted shows before, decided that they were going to do this, and it turned into a stretch of 7 gigs in September. And then we did another 4 in December.
And how's it? Listen, I'll be honest. I hadn't heard the album before, and we got sent it, and I listened to it, and it's hard work. And I don't mean that as a criticism.
No, it is.
I think that's a good
always
thing.
Was hard work.
But it is. How are the audiences? I'm guessing they know the thing backwards, but how are they reacting to it live?
Well, there are a lot of things happening. One is that, since it is an event, and since it's an event based on something that happened 40 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, a lot of people are determined to make it, and they see people that they haven't seen in like decades. So it becomes almost like a reunion event, not just a presentation of the record. And I imagine that happens with a lot of these kind of recreations. People, they have an attachment to a particular record, and no matter how many times that artist has toured, that's special, and they're going to make sure that they go to that. And so there's a whole sort of reunion party atmosphere that goes along with it that kind of gives us, an edge. The audience is already really up for it by the time we start to play it. And as you mentioned, there's a chaotic element to it.
Oh, yeah.
And that chaotic element keeps people out of their seats for the whole thing. And so, of the shows that we've done so far, I don't think that we've had any, regardless of, how kind of shoddy we may have felt at our own performances. I don't think we've ever had a disappointed audience, just partly because of the content, and if we make a mistake here or there, people are very forgiving of it, and because of the stream of consciousness nature of the music, there's not enough time to dwell on any of that. We're already on to something else by the time we're considering the mistakes we made on the last song. So it kind of breezes through, and there's a quality about the record. You may have noticed it. The fact that there aren't breaks between the songs. After you've been listening to it for a little while, you can't remember how long you've been listening to it. You get into the sort of timeless space, because most people, when they listen to an album and the songs are typically 3-4 minutes long, you get some idea how long you've been listening because, I listened to 3 songs. I must have been here 12, 15 minutes, something like that. When there is not that sort of point of reference, and the music is always jumping around to different places, and sometimes it's languid, and sometimes it's enervated and energetic, and sometimes the songs are a minute long, and sometimes they're 6 minutes long. It completely destroys your sense of how long you've been listening to it. And I think it has the same effect live, is that after a certain point, people just completely forget any of the other external circumstances. You get completely sucked into it.
The description I would give it, it's proper mental. It's proper mental.
Proper mental, that's what it is.
It is, and it's people don't make albums like this anymore, where it kind of meanders and there's a little bit where it goes off and then it gets all catchy and poppy and, and it goes around. They don't do that. Listen, I've got to play some adverts. Are you okay to stick around for another 10 minutes? Is that cool? I don't want to...
We're here.
Listen, man, groovy. Listen, let's do some adverts and then we'll come back. We'll play a track from this and we'll talk some more about the concert.
Sure thing.
Iain Lee. It's about love and life. And live radio wrestling matches. Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
was the hard ending. Thank
was
you
it.
for the warning, Mr. Rundgren. Thank you so much. Okay, so listen.
We're professionals here, right?
Oh, if you could see what was going on while that song was playing, not in the slightest. So, A Wizard of True Start is, you're doing it, it's only one night here. What on earth are you thinking? Why only one night?
Well, I wasn't thinking it. As I mentioned earlier, it's my British promoter.
Back to the mescaline days.
Yeah.
Is that what this is? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's this Saturday at the Hammersmith, it's called the HMV Hammersmith Apollo now, is it? Okay, the Hammersmith Apollo. The ticket hotline is 08700 603 777. 08700 603 777. You can also get tickets at ctickets.com. There's a few left, and there are tickets for Amsterdam as well.
I believe we're playing the Paradiso on Monday, so if your airways reach as far as Holland...
There'll be someone in Holland.
Okay.
Now listen, I read something, and I've not been able to find this... My mic's gone very quiet. Hang on a second, let me just boost... There we go, that's it, we reset it. Now, I read something in all the sheets of paper I was given, and I've not been able to find it since, so maybe I dreamt it. Is this... It's possible. Is this being released on, like, USB sticks straight after the concert?
Yes.
It is?
That is true.
Oh, okay, because I thought I can't find that anywhere.
So, yeah.
How is that working?
Well, since it's on USB sticks, they've eliminated, the kind of lag time with trying to burn actual discs.
Okay.
So they'll mix the show live, and I think... I can't give you all the details of the process, but I
want all of the details, Todd. Give them to
I
me.
believe they actually go through a very quick remix process as well.
Okay.
In other words, if they go to the show and they made a mistake somewhere in the mix, they go back and quickly repair all of that, and then they create a final mix and burn them like in an instant onto these USB thumb drives.
We live in the future.
We do.
I'm
the future is now.
It is. I'm used to technology, but even that is blowing my mind. And so the kids walk out of the concert. The kids, the heads walk out of the concert, and the USB is there, and you can buy it, and it's.
I believe that's true. I believe that there's a bit of a time lag, but I don't think it's more than like 20 minutes or half an hour after the show.
Amazing. And is it true that you filmed every concert in the States and you're going to release them all in a box set?
Oh, we haven't finished editing yet, but
it's going to take you forever.
And this is a rumor. Well, it is taking a little bit of time, but we did 2 shows in Akron, Ohio, and both of those shows were simulcast over the internet.
Okay.
Then we did a recording of the show in Stamford, Connecticut, specifically for a DVD.
Yeah.
So that did not go out over the internet. But then we played 2 shows in Chicago, and both of those were simulcast on the internet. So we have to draw from actually 5 complete high-def video versions of the show. And since we didn't do a perfect show on any one of those nights...
he's putting himself down.
It turned out that I pretty much have to edit all 5 shows and then take the best of them for kind of like the ultimate representation.
And you do that. That's you. That's not some lackey somewhere. You're sitting there at a computer going through that.
Yeah, I'm
You're
doing
bonkers.
it. It is a little time consuming.
Yeah.
But as I say, I have 2 careers at least. I have a career as an artist, and then when I'm not on the road, I'll be producing records or some other kind of studio-related kind of thing. So, and I have done a lot of video work before. It isn't as if it's a new discipline to me. And technology makes things really super easy nowadays.
It's wonderful.
I'm doing it all on my laptop, pretty much, all the prep work and stuff on my laptop, so it's... I can do it anywhere. I don't have to
listen,
be a particular place.
we're running out of time. There's so much I want to ask you, which we're not going to do. I wanted to ask you, but I didn't know you'd work with the band. I love
Stage Fright.
You produced Stage Fright. You produced the first Sparks album before they were Sparks.
They were called Half Nelson.
Half Nelson. They recently, they came over and they did 21 concerts. Each
I
night
heard.
was a
Each
different
was
album.
one of their albums. Yeah.
Jeez,
that's a lot of stuff to remember.
But they are out there, so they can. That's how. Okay, the thing I will ask you about is I'm a huge Beatles fan. They are third only to the Beach Boys, the Monkees, and then it comes the Beatles.
The Monkees.
Oh, come on, man! I love the Monkees. We got Mickey Dolenz coming in soon. I love the Monkees. But you've, of course, the Ringo Starr All Star Band. When did you last do that? That was a while ago, wasn't it?
I did it I think I was in 1993. Was
that
the first
long
time
ago?
I did it, and then I did it again maybe 5 years later. So.
Oh, I thought you'd done it more recently than that. Okay.
No, not more recently. He mixes the lineup up every tour that he does, and he doesn't tour every year.
Okay.
So, So I got to do two of them, and they were two completely different kinds of lineups.
Who was in the lineups with you?
Well, the first one, there was Joe Walsh, and there was Nils Lofgren, and Timothy B. Schmidt was on the bass, and Zach was the other drummer.
Yeah.
And who was it? Oh, another guitar player. I can't, my mind is going. Dave Edmonds, yes.
Wow, okay, yeah, Dave Edmonds.
I had been doing something of a revival tour with my band Utopia in Japan. So I got to rehearsal like 3 days after they started.
Yeah.
There's 5 guitar players. All the guitar parts are taken.
Completely full of
All full, so all I'm doing is strumming the acoustic guitar most of the time, except on my own songs. And so that was interesting, and that was the tour that I remember where half the band was in AA and half the band was drunk off their ass. And I was just kind of in the middle there,
So one side having 12-step meetings, the other side are puking up in the
Exactly.
street.
I mean, it's so funny to look out the window, and there's Ringo and half the crew in Gothenburg, Sweden, going to an AA meeting. And I'm wondering what they did, listen to people confess in Swedish. And then the others people,
just trashed.
Yeah, just unbelievable.
But
Joe Walsh is gluing his furniture to the ceiling of his hotel room.
I'd imagine, is it fun, or do you get sick playing Octopus's Garden every single night? It must be...
Well, it's fun from the standpoint that, you have a very limited set of responsibilities. When I'm doing my own thing, I got to carry the weight of it all myself.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is, when you're traveling with somebody like Ringo, that's the first time I ever toured in a private plane.
Wow.
Which is a great experience, because the horror of going through airports nowadays is it's the worst thing about the gig.
Take your belts off, take your shoes off.
Take your shoes off. Can we look down your pants? Yeah, can we... The whole damn deal. Can we disassemble everything you're carrying right now 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, I want to see that laptop working.
Yeah, that whole damn deal. So, so it was great to travel that kind of first class. You stay where Ringo stays. Nobody's a second-class citizen in Ringo's tours. So you stay at the Georges Cinq when you're in Paris. And
wonderful.
It's a great experience.
Yeah.
And
is he as nice as he seems? I love Ringo. I never met him, but he seems just wonderful.
He's the most down-to-earth and nicest Beatle there is.
Really?
And that's tough, because, from the time they were very young, they're treated like royalty.
Yeah.
And it's hard to keep, it's hard to keep your head. And you notice that every once in a while, Ringo kind of like has a temptation to go back to sort of like the Beatle thing, too busy, can't do any of this, But he really does want to, have contact with his fans. And he really wants them to have a good time, and he wants all of his players to have a good time. He's just a great host,
Ringo.
And he was always terrific to me. So
I always feel sorry for Ringo, because you think once the Beatles split up, he was kind of... I mean, he had some hits, but the others, George is writing songs, John and Paul are kind of writing songs, however good they were is arguable, but... He's just kind of just left on his own a bit. I always felt sorry for Ringo, He just seemed...
Well, I think, for a while he sort of drifted, and then he found this, this idea, because... The thing that was, writing the songs that were written for him, or whatever, the ones that he co-wrote and the ones that became hits or minor hits or whatever. I think, he gets a certain amount of satisfaction out of that, but the thing he likes most is playing.
Yeah.
If he goes too long without playing, I think he aches to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he put the band together, and why he keeps putting bands together. He can go for a year or two without playing, but then he's got to get the sticks in his hand.
Yeah. Todd, listen, we're going to have to move on. Is this the first interview you've done where they've not mentioned or played I Saw the Light?
Yes.
It is, isn't it, I think?
Yes.
I think we've done the first
So far. Are we going to spoil that?
No, we're not going to spoil it. We're not going to spoil it. I want it to be a record. Listen, man, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. Let's give the business side again. It's A Wizard, a True Star. It's this Saturday at the Hammersmith Apollo. Tickets 08700 603 777, or you can go to ctickets.com. There's also tickets available for Amsterdam, which is happening next week. If you don't mind, I would like to end with Dear God from XTC, if that's all right with you. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you, mate. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Iain Lee's 2-hour-long late-night radio show starting at 11.
Oh, that was exciting, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. What a lovely man Todd Rundgren is. Isn't he nice, Eloise?
Lovely.
And his
wife,
His
lovely.
wife was delightful. And that gentleman, I don't know who he was, he was lovely as well. I'm guessing he was the PR.
Yeah.
He was very nice. Scott Jones is getting on my nerves.
Is he?
I'm yay close to banning Scott Jones.
Why? What's he been doing? I haven't obviously looked all night.
This really isn't working. Hate to say that. Up yours?
What were you listening to?
Well, get up your... And this is the second time he's kind of criticised us this week. He did something else and he was like, oh, this is rubbish. I'm yay close to banning him. Yay close. His phone calls don't work. Him trying to get us interested in his girlfriend who dumped... Now I'm beginning to realise why his girlfriend dumped him.
I can't think which one this is.
Is it Scott
he the
Jones?
one that offered me a room?
Possibly. Is it Scott Jones' girlfriend dumped him and he writes a boring blog and
God, I don't know.
tries to get us interested in the boring stuff he has to say? Is that the Scott Jones?
I'm not sure.
I think it is. And it's just like, hey, listen, the beauty of this show... And most people on Facebook are saying that they loved it and they enjoyed it, and well done you, because you are right, it was wonderful. But the beauty of doing this show is that we do have mentals coming on and we do have, lunatics phoning up and stuff, but... we don't stick to a format. That's the beauty of this show.
Yeah, I think it's good to change it up a bit.
Of course it's good. He was the nicest man. Oh, there was me all nervous about. He was exactly how I hoped he would be.
And it just flowed. You didn't really stumble or...
It was nice having... I could have chatted to him for so much more. He's got this list of stuff that he's worked on. And you think... We've got this album that I was going to give away. But then I got him to sign it to me.
And now you want to keep it?
Now I keep it, yeah. He said, who's this for? Is this for a listener? I said, well, yeah, it was gonna be. We were going to do a competition. But you know what? That would fit quite nicely in my CD collection, Mr. Ungren. So that's where it's...
You're right to have said, though, that, yeah, you might not have known a lot about him, but he was definitely someone you wanted to. And he
Honesty.
Had such a brilliant... He had so many stories and anecdotes,
Yeah.
like, it was just, you could have listened to him for ages, I think.
Honesty, I think, is you always have to be honest in these things, and I could tell that he was going to be a nice chap. What songs did we play in that hour? 1, 2, 3, 4, and we played a Todd Rundgren song, but we didn't play that one. Hang on. Just doing the business. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Was
very important.
Is It My Name? There we go. Beautiful. There we go. Right, lovely. We can crack on now. See, calm down, Jones. Calm down. Now we'll take the mentals on the phone and stuff like that. It's, there's room for everything in this show. I would love it if we could get like a star of that quality every week. Once a week. I'm not saying you have to sort it out, but wouldn't that be nice? Just once a week,
Yeah.
you have someone like that come in and you chat for 40 minutes and...
Chew the fat.
Chew the fat. That's what we call it. You go, now it's time to... Hang on. Now it's time to chew the fat. This week I'll be chewing the fat with Mickey Dolenz. There we go, didn't it?
Yeah.
But no, that one.
Maybe we'll come up with a new jingle, then.
Oh, look, Jamie's been on the line for an hour.
I know, bless him.
Good evening, Ian.
Oh, Jamie, I'm so sorry, mate.
Your interview with Todd Rundgren really rocked.
I've had an email from someone. This guy kept emailing all the way through the thing. I just didn't get a chance to read the interviews, read the emails or anything. And he goes, disappointed. I thought the emails were monitored during the show. If I'd known this was not checked until office hours, I wouldn't have bothered. Sorry about saying... a little bit busy doing a radio show. Can't always... Anyway, Jamie, how are you?
Very well. I've been phoning up recently to partake in the voting process for your Happy Days Stroke Fonzarella singing contest.
Oh, we will be having the final of the Fonz off later on this evening, so yes, look forward to that.
This, unfortunately, has given me aspirations to become a regular caller.
Okay.
I've recognised that the majority of your successful callers have catchphrases.
That's true, yes.
Alan Caddick, for example, with his excuses catchphrase.
Yes.
Barry from Watford with his bunky Margaret catchphrase.
Yes. He's not called in for a while, Barry. I think he's getting too big for his boots. Rubbish, yes.
And, of course, Vinny with his, they can't do the whoops in the garden catchphrase.
Yes. Yeah.
So, perhaps your listeners could suggest, witty catchphrases for me to do.
Okay, well, look, I've just noticed something on Facebook here, and this could work as a catchphrase. Hang on a second, where is it? Where did that go? How about smile for the camera?
Oh.
Just try it, Jamie. Just see how it fits. Try it.
Smile for the camera.
No, that sounds like you're a paedophile. Let's try... okay. Okay, how about this? That was good. Very interesting.
That was good. Very interesting.
There we go. That kind of works. Jamie, how are you feeling it?
Can I try one that's not too punchy?
Okay, go on.
Trust me. It wasn't my thumb that tickled your bum. It was Verinda.
Jamie, it works. You've got it. Well done. Is it now? Is this Scott Jones?
It is.
Well, what's your problem?
Mate, I haven't got a problem.
You have. You keep going on the bloody Facebook and criticising the stuff we do on the show.
No, I love the show.
But you'll also know that Ian really loves his music and loves things like that, so it's not that out there for him to do that.
No, I know, but it was just, all I'm saying is, it's the last show of the week, and no one was really expecting like an hour's worth of it.
We've been bigging it up all week.
Yeah, you should have been expecting it, Scott.
Well, I was expecting an interview, but I didn't even know the bloke was.
Right, tough. Now you know. Now you've had a really interesting interview, the likes of which you wouldn't have got on any other show.
That is true, and it was a fantastic interview.
But then what's your problem?
Yeah.
No, it was just, people tune in this time of night to hear the nutters.
No, I don't care. Listen, this show has no format. This show is not confined to any rule book you may have where we have to come on and do the same thing and have Andre on every moment and Vinny coming and doing his stuff. If I want to speak to Todd Rundgren for 40 minutes, I'm going to speak to Todd Rundgren for 40 minutes. And I expect people, if you don't like it, to just go and switch off, go download the podcast, sit through it, do whatever. But don't then start being Barry Big Balls on Facebook and start, oh, this is rubbish. Oh, this is rubbish, this is. Oh, we don't want this, we want the nutters.
Well, in fairness, it was a good interview.
I know it was.
I didn't know
it was a brilliant
about
interview. You won't get an interview like that anywhere else.
No, that's true. Hey, I'm conceding here. I'm saying yes.
You're yay close to having a... What was the name of that lad we booted off yesterday? Jake Seaward or something. What was it?
Jake, the guy that didn't call in.
Yeah, you're yay close to getting a Jake.
I can't remember his second name.
You're yay close, Scott, because you were slagging something off the other day. I can't remember what it was. You were being an idiot on there slagging something.
I say?
Oh, you know, I can't remember. You know what it was. You were on there the other day slagging something off.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
Scott's got a partner in crime, Stuart Rippers Ash, as well. Comments on every single...
I'm yay close to banning both of you.
Well, mate, Jake is obviously a bit of a,
Hey.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Hello. What's your name? What's your name?
Hello, Barry. It's Ian. The phones have gone a little bit funny. You all right?
Well, yeah, I'm phoning in because I was just nodding off.
Oh, yes.
And I'm sure I heard a man refer to me, and I quote, as rubbish. He said, oh yeah, there's the usual, oh yeah, people have catchphrases. Barry from Watford, he goes, he's rubbish.
He did. If we're honest, Barry, you've got a little bit too big for your boots. What were you doing? The Steve Wright show and this show you're doing at the weekend didn't offer me free tickets. You know, it's a little bit over 18s only because there's a bit of flange in there. You know, it's a bit. Get a bit big for your boots.
There's a ladies' knockers in it.
Yeah, a little bit big for your boots. You know, and it's just maybe.
Well, all right.
Maybe you're just not funny anymore.
I'm committed to you, Ian. I'm committed.
Right, that's why you've not phoned for a couple of weeks. But I think you're on Steve Wright this week and last week.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I was phoning in with a catchphrase.
Okay, then.
Bunky is not a catchphrase.
You do say it quite regularly.
Well, I have said bunky
Yes.
and knack-knacks a couple of times.
Knack-knacks, yes.
Bungles, I've never said, but I've said it now. Now, I can't think of a catchphrase offhand.
No.
Can we invent one?
Hang on, we've just done that for the other lad.
Well, what about one for me?
Well,
I'm looking around the kitchen here. Apron? Apron? Hold on, let me just have a little look.
Yeah. Noisy bottles.
Cups and saucers.
Cups and saucers, anybody?
Cups and saucers, hold on.
Hang on. Hang on. Barry. So these phones are playing up terribly this evening. I was going to try and put you through to another caller, but the phones are playing up terribly.
Oh, give it a go.
Well, I've just tried, and I'll try, and it sounds like this. Hang on a minute, look. There you go. So what good is that?
That's hopeless.
What's that then?
Terrible. Said a prerequisite for any phone-in show, Absolute Radio, is get the flipping phones to work.
Exactly, and they're not working at all. Let me try that. No?
Ian, I am...
Hang on a minute, Eloise. Eloise.
I was just going to say, try pulling down the volume a little bit of it when you...
I'm doing it. You go there and it's there.
Oh, yeah. What's the gain level on them?
I heard someone.
It's all zero. It's a voice from... Hello?
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 Hello, I'm a Scottish man. Can I speak to Barry?
No, that's you, Barry.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yes. Listen, the phones are ballsed up. Curse you, you crappy technical... I'll say it. Everybody who works in the technical department here at Absolute Radio is rubbish and should be fired from their jobs immediately.
Well, I'm going to get off to 5 Live with a fantastic moment about being attacked by animals. That's what you want to do.
Well, OK, I will do. Have you ever been attacked by an animal, Barry?
I could copy the story I just heard on 5 Live.
I wouldn't bother.
Well, I'll say in the night then.
No night, Barry.
No. Bye.
Iain Lee's 2-hour-long late-night radio show starting at 11 every weeknight, except Fridays.
Oh, it's 25 past 12 all of a sudden. I got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I stink. Not the act, I mean, that's not particularly great, but physically, I stink. I was wearing this shirt yesterday, and then I had to do a bit more filming today, and so I've been wearing this shirt today, and I had a doze earlier, and I didn't have a proper wash after the doze. I'm just stinky. So, what can I tell you? It's go to France, and it's Francine.
Hello.
Hello, Francine.
It's not really 25... Oh, it's really 25 past 1, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I just wanted to know what the show was about tonight. I'm really excited. I'm calling from France.
Yes, okay. It's not really about anything. We were going to talk about things that you had in your house that you didn't want to have, but you had to keep them because someone gave them to you. But we might do that next week.
I can't call back next week because I'm not going to be in France anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I talk to you about
Yes.
fishes?
Fishes?
Yeah.
Very briefly, you can talk to me about fishes.
Well, you know how we call fishes in France because I'm from France.
Yes.
Do you know how we say that?
No.
A little poisson,
The poisson, yes.
Yeah, I've got some poisson in my home, and I didn't really want them, but I can talk about that if you want me.
Do you know what, Francine? That's very kind, but I think we'll move on if that's all right.
I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. So, yes,
Okay. Well, could you put your phone down then?
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah. Okay. I can show you. You do it like this. Let's go to Gibby. Good evening, Gibby.
Good evening, Ian.
How are you doing, fella?
I must say that was a fine interview with Todd.
May God bless you and protect you and your
I
family.
didn't even realise he did Bow the House.
No, I didn't know until the other day, and I was going through it. To be honest, I was a little bit worried. I didn't quite know how to peg the interview. I didn't quite know where I was going to go with it. And then I was looking through the notes today, and I saw Bat Out of Hell, produced by him. I was like, that is my in, dear listener. That is how we will get in.
It's the greatest driving song ever.
Oh,
written.
it's just... It's so overblown and over the top. It's wonderful. A wonderful record.
I love it.
No, he was a thoroughly nice chap, Todd
He was
Rundgren.
brilliant. Ignore the Facebook idiot.
No, I will ignore the idiots and Scott Jones.
It's a fine interview.
Hey, Gibby, you didn't
I know
get called
how
just
make
to
the show
suck
popular.
up to me. Yes, you know how to make the show more popular.
Again.
Okay.
Right? I listened to another local radio station.
Yes.
People get the show's name on cars and bridges.
What, graffiti?
Yep.
No.
Not just
no.
graffiti.
No.
No, because people put it on their own cars. That's not graffiti.
Well, if people want to put it on their own cars, that's something. But no, we can't have...
Don't spray it on bridges illegally.
No, don't spray it. Definitely don't spray it anywhere.
Just put it on your car.
No, don't even do that.
Do that.
No, don't do that.
Do that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're getting terrible trouble. Craig, good evening, Craig.
Are you Ian, all right?
I'm all right, fella. What can I do for you?
Well, I've missed the whole thing tonight with old Dolph Lundgren, really, and I just wondered what the relevance was. I don't think he mentioned any of his films he did.
Thank you, Craig. Let's go to Aaron.
Hello?
Yes?
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, I wanted to do my Ian Legends thing.
Okay, away you go.
Well, I don't know it.
Well, I haven't got it up on the screen now. That was yesterday's show, you muppet.
Oh.
Make something up and it better be good, otherwise you're going to get booted off.
Right, okay. I swear to listen to the Ian Lee show whenever I can, and Ian Lee is the god of radio, and everyone else a bunch of muppets. Hello? Hello?
Christopher from West Wickham.
Hey, Ian.
Oh, can you believe I said to Todd Rundgren, live on a farm boy's wages? That's not from...
Well, it's an easy mistake to make.
I was so nervous. I was nervous. I was convinced it was on that album.
Anyway, I've got some chalk here. What colour did you want that graffiti in?
No, I don't want any graffiti. I don't want any graffiti. Don't do graffiti.
It's chalk.
No, I don't even want it in chalk. Just no graffiti, all right?
Well, it's not. You can rub it off.
Oh,
You're
God.
like, it goes off in the rain.
I don't want you rubbing anything off. And if anything goes off in the rain, it should be me. No, hang on, that's not right. Was there anything else you wanted, Christopher? Have you just phoned up to create trouble?
Well, yeah, yeah. Just trouble, really.
We'll say goodnight then.
Good night.
The Happy Days Fonz Off final coming up after Golf Wrap. Okay, so it's the oh man, hang on, Gibby.
Good evening, Ian.
Who won Happy Days last night? Was it Dave Beer or Savas Kamal?
Oh, it was neither, wasn't it?
Oh no, I think it was Kamal won.
Actually, no, you're right. I remember now.
Okay, Scott Jones is being booted off and disqualified.
Good.
Yeah, I've just seen his Twitter update. He's disqualified.
But he's out of order, that man.
He's an idiot. I don't mind people not liking the show, and I've just had someone send in the stroppy emails. And, I don't mind people not liking the show, but don't be going.
I do have another idea.
Yeah, go on.
I'll spray my car.
Yes.
With an advert for your show.
No, go away. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested. Okay, so it's the Happy Days Fonz Off. Let's. We've been asking you to send in your versions of Happy Days themes. We have 4, as Scott Jones has been banned from taking part in it. So that'll learn him, won't it? The first one is the Alpha and Vinny's Diary of Happy Days.
Sunday, Monday, touch a man's wedding. Tuesday, Wednesday, peed in a swimming pool. Thursday, Friday, yeah.
The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to
in the field.
These days are on, share them with me. Goodbye, grey sky. Hello.
Taking a pole on the chin.
There's nothing can hold me when I
go inside her.
Feels so right, it can't be wrong.
Can I suck on your please? Yeah, now off.
That took me by surprise. Well done. Okay, so that was the Alpha. This is Stephen from Cumbernauld with Oh Happy Day.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race you. These days are all happy and free.
Those happy days.
These days are all, share them with me.
Oh, baby.
Feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. Ow! Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
Jesus.
Saturday,
It's painful, isn't it?
What a day, grooving all week with you. Woo! These days are all, share them with me.
Those happy days.
These days are all happy and free. These happy days.
What is that?
And mine. These happy days are yours and mine. Happy days.
It's painful, isn't it? This is DC DJ.
Monday, Tuesday, Friday, happy days, happy days, happy days.
And finally, the winner from last night is Savash Kimar.
Thursday, Tuesday,
happy days.
a week on Friday, Wednesday, happy days. Bank holiday Monday,
Why did this
Ash
one win?
Wednesday,
There's a reason for it.
Saturday, okay.
All week with you. These days are all.
They're not yours, they're mine.
These days are all. Mine happy days, 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 days.
OK, we'll take your votes after this.
No, that's not right. Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Absolute
Radio.
OK, so there we are. You've heard the four finalists. It's now up to you to decide who wins. Alpha, Stephen, DC DJ or Kamal. 0330 123 1215 is the telephone number. Give us a call. The first one to get 5 votes will win. Line 7, you're on the wireless.
I vote for Scott.
Yeah, Scott's not in the final.
Why not?
Because he's been banned.
Why?
I've been an idiot.
He was funny.
Yeah, he's been banned.
He did the Dalek business.
Sorry?
He did that whole Dalek business.
He's banned.
Why has he been banned?
He's been banned.
Why? What did he say?
Sorry, Scott, he's been banned.
Huh?
He's been banned, Scott.
My name's Steve.
It's Scott.
No, it's Steve.
It's Scott.
No, Scott's my brother.
Don't believe you. Right, let's go to line 2, you're on the wireless.
I think that the one is the first one, of course.
The Alpha?
Yes, with Mr. Vinny. You know the Happy Days was very popular in Africa, you know?
I thought it might have been, yes.
It's fantastic, you know?
Okay.
But we only got the first episodes.
Really?
Yes, we want to go to series 1. We never saw you know when the Fonz goes over the motorbike on top of the...
Yes.
You remember that one?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go now.
Yeah, but we didn't get the second part.
Okay. Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
As much as it pains me to do this, it's like pledging allegiance to saying I must vote for the Alpha because it was the funniest.
I know, it's upsetting, isn't it? It's upsetting, but it's the Alpha as... thank you for that. I appreciate you, the pain you're feeling. Let's go to line 4. 4, you're on the wireless.
I would like to vote for Kamal.
You're going for Kamal, even though I remember it being quite funny last night, but it was rubbish tonight.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going for first impressions.
Okay.
Last night was good. Can I just say one more thing as well?
Yeah, please do.
Todd Rundgren was a bloody... Thank you.
Was a what?
A bloody brilliant bumhole.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's a compliment. I'm not sure. 10, you're on the wireless.
Hey, I like the last one. You know?
Kamal.
You know that huh?
Kamal.
Why are you speaking African? I heard you say yay. Earlier, you said something is yay big or something like that?
That's not African.
Yeah.
Yay.
From West Africa. It's Ashanti.
Yeah.
Yay means this.
Yeah, it means this. In England.
In Ashanti.
In England.
In England, yeah.
We probably took the word over there. Like about
well,
300 years ago or something.
Nah. It's thousands of years old, that word. You know, to make your show more popular?
Yeah, not have you on it anymore? Yes?
Yeah. Or we could have, we could go see one of my witch doctors.
Yeah, I don't think that's probably not going to happen. 3, you're on the wireless.
Kamal for the win. Yeah, woo!
Okay, it's 3 to Kamal. It's 2 to the Alpha, 0 to Stephen, 0 to DC DJ. Let's go to line 5. 5, you're on the wireless.
Oh, yeah, DC DJ.
The first vote for DC DJ. Why is that?
Because my initials are in it. DCJ.
Are they really?
There we go.
Oh, they really...
Up yours.
Up yours, you idiot. Let's go to, 7, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian.
Hello there, mate.
Oh, it pains me to do it. I feel dirty. I'm going to go and have a wash. I'm going to vote for the Alpha. Even though he's a complete and total muck.
It's really upsetting, isn't it? Because it was the best one.
I need to wash.
Thank you for that. Very, very uncomfortable. Let's get some. That's it. Okay, right. Let's go to 3. You're on the wireless.
I vote for Scott.
Okay. You're banned now.
Why am I banned?
Go and send you the nasty stuff on Twitter.
No, why am I banned? I didn't say anything nasty.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Sorry, the first hour was crap, but you didn't write crap.
I basically the first hour wasn't what I expected.
Okay, but then don't go around calling it crap, but not crap.
But I apologise for that.
But you're banned, so that's that sorted. I have eyes everywhere, dear listener. I have eyes everywhere. Right, come on, listen. Line 10, you're on the wireless.
I'm going to vote for Stephen Lee.
You're going to vote for Stephen?
I certainly am.
Why?
I think he was better, and I loved it.
Okay, this is the first vote for Stephen. This is, let's go to line 7. 7, you're on the wireless.
I'm going to go with the Alpha.
Oh, okay, it's 4 to the Alpha, 3 to Kamal, and 1 each to Stephen and DC DJ. Let's go to line 6. 6, you're on the wireless.
I'm writing it now. Hang on a sec. Ian. Lee.
No, don't do the writing!
Talk.
No, stop it! You have not got my...
Talk.
No, I want Talk Sport. Go to line 4. 4, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian, is that you?
Yes. It is.
Yeah, it's John from Glasgow. I phoned a couple of nights ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I was enjoying the show, listening to the show and that.
Excellent, thank you.
It's a good show.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling.
No bothering.
Yeah. Wow. 5, you're on the wireless.
Hello,
It's Millie!
Hello.
We've missed you.
Oh, that's nice. I want to enter the Happy Days thing, but I didn't realise too late now.
It's too late now. You'll have to wait till next year's competition.
Okay, I might do one anyway and send it in.
Who would you like to vote for? Alpha, Stephen, DC, DJ or Kamal?
Stephen.
Okay, well then Stephen's got 2 votes. Let's go to line 6. 6, you're on the wireless.
I would like to vote for Savas Kamal.
Okay, well that's 4 votes to Savas Kamal. Do you want to do your catchphrase?
I've forgotten it.
Oh, okay. So it could be down to the next vote. It's getting very, very tense here. Line 10, you're on the wireless.
Hi, Ian.
Yes, hello.
Can I vote for Alpha?
You're voting for the Alpha?
Yeah, and up yours.
Up yours. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Eloise, while you've been away, a terrible, terrible thing has happened. The Alpha won the Happy Days Fonz off.
Oh.
Just there.
It probably was the best.
It was the best. Feels like it just kind of petered out a bit there towards the end. Over a week that competition been running, and the Alpha won, and just petered out there a bit.
I feel things got tainted by...
Scott Jones ruined it.
Yeah.
Scott Jones ruined it. Then he phones up and says, what did I do wrong? I said, well, you posted a tweet saying, sorry, the first hour was crap, except you used a stronger word. Oh, yeah, I didn't mean anything by it. Yeah, well, don't do it then.
People are always listening, always watching.
We got eyes literally everywhere. No, I've got one in my penis. It's a true story. True story. The Alpha won. Well, there you go.
Does he want anything?
We'll send him some promos.
Promos?
I feel like we've just got the show's kind of petered to a halt now. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. Just, you know, a bad element. Bad element has ruined it.
I'm still getting annoying tweets as well.
what is wrong with people?
Just not in the weekend spirit.
No. What are you doing this weekend? Are you going to one of those parties set in the 1800s?
No, I'm going out with PR Natalie. Remember the girl that came in?
Oh yeah, well yeah, she came in for a night.
Yeah.
About a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. What good has that done us? What PR have we achieved from that? Nothing. So she came down and brought us some crappy strawberries dipped in a little bit of chocolate. She dipped them in, and basically it was just you two, chance for you two to have a chat. What PR have we got?
Maybe she realised that we're not sellable.
That's worrying, isn't it? Well done on the radar figures, is it? Or is it not well done?
It's well done for outside London.
And not well done for inside London.
Yeah.
So, one thumb up, one thumb down.
So we're on an even keel.
OK, so you snooze or you lose. OK, that's good.
We've got to get our podcast up to 35,000 as well.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
We just need to get 10,000 more a week.
Do you hear that, dear listener? 10,000 more downloads a week, otherwise we... Hey, download the podcast from today, because I did the intros and outros on my own. And you're just going to hear a man not knowing what to say.
I just hope they're working this time so I don't get abuse all day, every day, for hours. Like, I don't even fix the podcast. All I do is go and chase the man.
All right, you're going on a bit too much. Right, 8, you're on the wireless.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I had a question.
Well, ask it.
Well, you know that persuasionist thing you were on?
Yes.
On BBC Two?
Yes, I know it.
Well, hello?
Yeah, ask the question.
Right, well, what was the point of that person that was just sort of going around going, I'm stealing your happiness?
I don't know. What's the point in you, Aaron? You're one of the crappiest callers we've ever had.
Well, up yours.
Up yours, you're banned as well. and you're banned for life.
Well, I'll go on TalkSport then.
Good. They won't let you on because they have got standards, which I'm beginning to think maybe we should employ the same standards that TalkSport have. What's wrong with Aaron? He's a rubbish caller. He's been rubbish all the time. We've kind of nurtured him and tried to work it out. Then he comes in and starts having a pop.
What did he say?
He just started having a pop about the rubbish sitcom I'm in. Leave that. I'm getting pissed off now.
Is it like song time so we can go? Just reading, catching up on the emails, not seeing any of them. Oh, God.
Let's try this one. Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello. My name is Jeremy. I come from the great county of Wiltshire, and I have a proposition for Eloise.
Okay.
Yes, well, I would like to invite her over to my estate near Malmesbury. I have a rather fine estate, and I would like to invite Eloise to partake in some equestrian sports with me. If that does not take a fancy, we could go and shoot some pheasants, perhaps, or possibly go to my stud farm. What do you say, my dear?
Not really my
Eloise?
thing.
No. Well, I have a vintage Bentley. You know, I have an antique collection of Swiss watches. If you like, I could take you to Malmesbury Abbey. I know the caretaker there. Would you like this, my dear?
When can we go?
When? This weekend, if you so wish. Next weekend, if not.
Next weekend is Valentine's.
Well, I see. Do you have a Valentine? Do you have a someone that? I do not mean to impose, my dear, but I do have a wife, but she has a colostomy bag, and I don't really find her attractive as I used to.
We've blown it there.
Yeah, let me be frank with you. I find your voice attractive. It's a genuine reason I'm inviting you to my estate in Wiltshire.
What are you going to do with the wife?
Well, she's rather... she's staying with sisters to recuperate after the colostomy procedure. I have this estate all to myself, you know. What else could we do? I could take you to the opera at the Theatre Royal in Bath, you know. It's only a 15-mile drive. You like the opera? Do you, my dear?
On and on and on, this fella.
If not, we could partake in some. I have Sky Plus, Alan Carr's Chatty Man.
I want to meet the caretaker.
The caretaker?
Yes.
Well, he's a rather elderly gentleman.
I want to watch Chatty Man with the caretaker.
That may be arranged. That may be arranged, my dear fellow. But I am interested in Eloise, not you, sir.
Oh, okay.
well, you may come together if you so wish. But I would much prefer the young lady, you see. I'm being frank, you know. I'm a man of my age, you know. Yes, I do have certain snags like premature ejaculation, but other than that, I'm a very, very eloquent speaker. We could intellectualize about the Suez Crisis. We could talk about my national service in Malaya. We could talk about all sorts of things. What do you like, my dear? Yeah? Do you like stamps? I have many stamps from all over the world. What do you like? What do you like? What are your hobbies, interests, other such like?
What's your name, my friend?
My name is Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy. Well, Jeremy, listen, we have to end it now because I've got to play a record and then Mark Crosley's on at 1.
My dear sir, your show is most enjoyable.
Thank you. Maybe you could call us on Monday.
Indeed, that would be rather pleasurable.
I need wooing time.
Oh, well, I would love to woo you, my dear, but you would not be averse to a spot of mutual masturbation.
What a great line to end it on.
Thank you for a lovely week, Eloise. Good work.
Bye.
I don't think we have got Mickey Darlings next week. We may have him the week after.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
We'll see what's happening. Mark Crosley's up next. Go and download the podcast. Go and sign on Facebook over the weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Ta-ta.
Is our secret